Well, this is awkward. So, it's been a minute. I know. As I said in my important video, I was stepping back, and I kept that promise. But today, I felt like recording a video for once, so let's go! I know, I'm sorry I haven't made a video, and I'm definitely sorry I haven't made an Easy Explains episode in half a year. It's been quite a minute. So, why don't I treat y'all with not an Easy Explains video? I know. But this video is gonna be a bit interesting because it's doing something I haven't done in almost 2 years. Now, as you all know, or used to know, a long time ago, I used to do an annual room tour. But that's when I realized something. My room doesn't change that much. So, in 2024, I decided to ditch that because the fact that my room didn't change that much. So, instead, a collection tour. Specifically, my music collection. I would do a collection on my games, but that would take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and you get the point. For my music collection, I'm not gonna only focus on my vinyl, but I'm also gonna focus on my CDs. So, sit back, relax, grab any food or drink, and let me start the collection. Like all pretentious music collectors, we're gonna start off with the least interesting thing, the CDs. Okay, so here's the deal. I have all my pile down there. I'm gonna pick them up one by one, and I'll tell you about all of them. So, let's do this. First up is my Queen Greatest Hits. Huh, why don't you got the Queen albums themselves? I know. I'm mad at myself for that too. I meant to get the albums themselves, but the chance of me finding them in a Walmart, Best Buy, Target, or my mall is the equivalent to finding a GameCube there. I can't do it. So instead, I got for the next best thing, the Greatest Hits compilations 1 to 3. And I like them. I think it's fine, though I actually prefer Greatest Hits 2 instead of Greatest Hits 1. Because here's the thing, Greatest Hits 1 has William Ramsey and all of them, but Queen Hits 2 has the 80s to 90s tracks. And I love the songs from there. Actually, hot take, I prefer the 80s and 90s tracks over the tracks from the 70s. I don't know what it is, but these sound so much better. I love them. And as for the packaging, it's really basic. I won't lie, I don't know. I think this album cover kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? I actually think Greatest Hits 1, hell, even 3 has a better or more interesting album cover. 2 is just their logo on a blue cover. That's it. If I had a favorite tracks off of here, it's probably gonna be Kind of Magic, Radio Gaga, I Want It All, Innuendo, definitely, It's a Hard Life, Who Wants to Live Forever, The Miracle, I'm Going Slightly Mad, The Invisible Man, Hammer to Fall, and The Show Must Go On. Those have to be my favorites. Oh, it's not focusing. Okay, the track was not important. I could just tell you about him. Next up is my signed copy of Suburban that I didn't ask for. I won't lie, I don't listen to Suburban, but the story gets interesting. The story gets really interesting. So, my brother has a boyfriend. They love each other very much. And for Christmas, he decided to give him Suburban, a signed copy. But here's the problem. He already has one. He bought one prior without his boyfriend realizing. So he's like, hey, you want this? And I was like, sure. So I have this in my collection. I don't know how much the autograph is worth, but it's cool. Favorite tracks are N.A. Next up is my Dawn FM album from The Weeknd. Now, I love The Weeknd. I do. But this is my favorite album from him, right next to Starboy and Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, I feel like no one really appreciates this album. I listen to it front to back all the time and I'm like, where's the hype? I love how 80s the sounds are. I love it's very, as for the album cover, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and rightfully so. A lot of people on Twitter did not like that album cover. I mean, come on, who wants to see that? And the CD, I kind of like, but what I really like is the booklet. Because if I remember, if you open up the booklet all the way, if I can figure it out. It's actually a poster that you could hang up. But here's the thing, I don't like my CDs naked like this, so I don't bother to do that. I just leave it in the thing. But it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. Can I mention how much I miss jewel cases like this? Why do CDs nowadays come in shit like this? I'll talk about this in a minute. Why don't they come in that? I don't like those cases. The sleeves look like it will scratch the CD easily. This looks like it takes care of it perfectly, even though it is cheaper. At least it has a holder for the CD. Come on. My favorite tracks from Dawn FM are the title track, Gasoline, How Do I Make You Love Me, Take My Breath, Out of Time, I Heard You're Married, Less Than Zero, Phantom Regret, and also shout out to Is There Someone Else. I was trying to remember those tracks by heart. Next up, now who the hell are these people? This is OG's Not Again. What a name. And I love them. They're a small, very small indie band, and I like their music. They make music, they used to make music based off of shows like Disney or some Netflix shows here and there. They were like TLT basically, but very indie and very country. They're catchy. I really like them. This is their From the Heart mixtape that I happened to find online. I was like, no, sure, I'll get it. I listened to the album and it's pretty mid. It's pretty mid, I won't lie. Some songs are catchy, I like the title track. Hard Start especially is really good. But a lot of the tracks are kind of forgettable, I won't lie. And yeah, the album cover's pretty alright. It's pretty alright. It's not their best, but what are you gonna say? All their album covers come from Twitter artists, so as far as that goes, it's good. I like them. My favorite tracks are From the Heart and Heart Starts. There you go. Next up is my Wilder album from, once again, OG's Not Again. This one is based off that. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this one was based off of. This is based off of Amphibia and the Owl House. This one is an Owl House dedicated album, and I love this album so much. It is so fun, so catchy. It's such a vibe. I love it. And I love how they chose an even older style jewel case to put this on. Makes it look even better. My favorite tracks off of Wilder is Run Wild, Break For It, King of My Heart, Every Part of You, Loser's Leg, Something Wild, Rainstorm, Real Thing, and Eyes Open. Almost the entire album is my favorite. I love it so much, and that's for the album cover. I really like it, especially since, once again, this is from Twitter, I'm pretty sure. It's really good. I love it. Next up is my Metallica album. Here we go, something a bit more interesting. We got ... and Justice for All.
The dots are silent, dumbass!
I don't care! This album I actually got from a trip in Dave & Buster's with my ex. And while we were at Dave & Buster's, we were like, hey, let's go to a store. We went to FYE, and in FYE, they happened to have CDs. And one of these CDs happened to be ... and Justice for All. And at the time, I was really hyper-fixated into metal, and I was like, let me cop this really quickly. And I really love the CD. I love the way the album sounds and everything. I mean, yeah, there is no bass, which hurts my very soul, but what are you gonna say? My favorite tracks were Blackened, ... and Just For All, I Have the Beholder, One, The Shortest Straw, and yeah. Also, shout out to the Frayed Ends of Sanity's intro. That is so bizarre. It made me laugh so much. Oh, wee, yo. Oh. As for the album cover, it's one of my favorite Metallica album covers out there. I really like the concept and everything. It's really good. And also, shout out to them, because unlike these other CDs, this comes in a dedicated sleeve for the disc to better take care of it in a case like this. Shout out to them for that. Because holy shit, if this was just a naked CD like the other albums do, I'd be scared of it scratched. Next up is my... Yeah, I'm one of those people. Encanto, Encanto, and this movie I really loved at the time. I really loved it, and nowadays it's a nice listen. Though I do feel like it kind of aged a bit, especially considering this came out at a time in which the pandemic was the pandemic. If I remember, and I remember this album going crazy viral for We Don't Talk About Bruno, which It's not even my favorite off the album. It's not even my favorite. But as for the album cover, this is shit. I mean, come on. We have a Queen 2 situation, if I can find it. It's just a blue background. That's it. Come on, you can do better. Even the vinyl has better looking album cover. Come on, man, you can do better than that, Disney. You can do. Come on. I'll do admit the CD actually looks pretty fire. I don't know what it is, but I love it. The CD looks clean as hell. My favorite tracks from Encanto are. Surface Pressure is the best one. That is the best one on the album. I really like Surface Pressure. Next up, we have the entire Avenged Sevenfold collection. Fans that watched my channel know what's up. The infamous A7X reviews of every album that I failed to do and just stopped after Diamonds in the Rough. I'm sorry about that, but I was hyperfixated at the time, and now that my hyperfixation of it is gone, I have no interest in continuing the series. I'm gone. We got every single one. We got Lie Bad, Stage, Trash, Nightmare, White Album, City of Evil, Waking the Fallen, and Saturn 7 Trumpet. All of them. I love this discography. It is so good. I feel like Avenged Sevenfold is kind of the black sheep of the metal community. No one really talks about Avenged Sevenfold, and if they do, it's mostly negative. And to a degree, I can see why. They are kind of corny, but come on, they're catchy as fuck. I love them. As for the Lie Bad, my favorite album is probably Waking the Fallen, City of Evil, the White Album, Nightmare, and also shout out to The Stage. As for my least favorite album, but yeah, I love Avenged Sevenfold. They're pretty cool. I love them. If I had a favorite album cover, it's probably either The Stage, Lie Bad. I love the way they look. Oh, my bed's gonna be such a fucking mess. Next up, we have our last OG's Not Again album, Hopes and Horrors. If you like the Owl House, you probably know this album because this is their most popular one. This is their breakthrough one with Eyes on You, which is not even the best one on the album. But yeah, Hopes and Horrors is really good. It's their most consistent album. I really like the way it sounds. I love the album cover especially. I think it goes pretty hard as fuck if this thing could come. And there it goes. That's another problem. This thing came in broken. I don't know what they did, but it came in broken. But what am I gonna do? At least the CD still works. All you gotta do is just match it up, and there you go. Ow! My favorite tracks on Hopes and Horrors is probably Welcome to Gracefield, Keep It Down, and Skin Crawl. Next up, we got History, whatever you want to call it. This album, I got it in both CDs. Yup, I got History Begins and History Continues. I found this album at a music store while I was shopping around. I saw it and I was like, I needed this in my life. Because the fact that like history on vinyl is pretty damn rare. I'm no way in hell am I gonna get that. So I just settled for the next best thing. As for the album itself, again, it's fucking Michael Jackson. What are you gonna say? It is a fire album. Everything about it is really good. The album cover is. I'm mixed on it. I'm mixed on the album cover. I mean, it's just a statue of himself. It's just me, or is that narcissistic? My favorite tracks on the album is probably Scream, Stranger in Moscow. This time around especially, oh my god. This time around goes hard. That is maximum ore right there. I never thought I'd say what the kids say, but that is maximum ore right there. Earth Song, Money, You Are Not Alone, Childhood, Tabloid Junkie, Too Bad, the title track, and Smile. Those are my favorites on the album. This is an excellent album. I cannot say the same thing for this album right here. Let's talk about it. The Michael album. The first posthumous album after he became a shirt. Now, this album, it does have hits. It does have some good tracks like Hold My Hand, I Like the Way You Love Me, and Best of Joy. Those are my favorites. But the rest of the album is utter shit. And also not to mention, of course, as the MJ fans know, an imposter was on this album. Jason Malachi. He was on Breaking News, Monster, and Keep Your Head Up. They were pretty awful. And the copy I have has all the tracks on them. All of them, including the Malachi tracks. Now, I looked specifically for this one because the estate decided to take off all those tracks and they're printing new releases that don't have those 3 tracks. So I was on the hunt for the original copy and I'm glad that I have it because this actually might be worth a lot in the future. So, there you go. And now, that is all of my CDs. Now it's time for the meat and potatoes. The moment y'all were waiting for. The vinyl collection. Hooray! Now, unlike the CD collection, which I just picked out of my ass, with the vinyl collection, we're going to do it in order. Specifically, chronological order and alphabetical order. Meaning, which artist's letter comes first, and also which album from that artist came first. Does that make sense? I don't know. So let's do it. The first album that I have on vinyl is actually pretty interesting. A Big Time Rush vinyl. Yeah, they have a vinyl. This one's their latest album, Another Life. And it's an album. But what makes this vinyl unique is that this is not the one that's on the store currently. This is a special one because this one is signed. Sharpie. I couldn't believe my luck when I found this online because of the fact that this was a limited edition and they were going to stop selling it pretty soon, so I acted fast and impulsively bought this for a good $42 because the shipping on that day was horrendous and life hated me that day. But it was worth it in the long run. I got the album. As for the album cover itself, it's fine. That's all I can say. It's fine. I do miss the old Big Time Rush logo. This album cover looks really generic, I won't lie. This looks generic as hell. And also, as for the sleeve, this was been online for quite a while. Usually vinyls come with exclusive artwork that's only on the vinyl. So, come on, man. Come on, why did you pull shit from online? As for the vinyl itself, the vinyl is very special because it is a transparent splattered vinyl. I love that. Favorite tracks from Another Life is Superstition and Can't Get Enough. That's really it. This album was... Ugh. I'm sorry, Big Time Rush, but come on, you could do better than that. Next up is an album that a lot of parasocial fans should know. Don't Smile at Me from Billie Eilish. Here we go. This is... I think it's the second or third vinyl that I ever got. I got this off of a Barnes & Noble for I think around $32, which is not bad. Not bad at all. As for the album itself, come on, it's Billie fucking Eilish. It's really good. My favorite tracks off of this album is probably I Don't Want to Be You Anymore, Ocean Eyes, Hostage, and Bellyache. They're really good. And also shout out to Party Favor. So some of the tracks are pretty awkward to listen to because of how prepubescent it is, like Copycat, My Boy, and Watch. That is a young Billy on there. Come on, that is baby Billy. The album cover itself, it aged. What the hell does a letter have to do with the album? As for the vinyl itself, also it's just me or this is really pixelated. The vinyl is red. I love that. There is a limited edition version out there that's both red and yellow that I wanted to get, but it's pretty rare now. Which, oh well. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know what the hell that was about. The next one is interesting because not only is this her most popular one, or her second most popular one, but this was the very first vinyl that I ever got, period. I also got the turntable with this as well. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? I absolutely love this album to death. This has so much sentimental value for me because it's like one of the very first albums that I listened through front and back. I love it so much. What can you say about this album that hasn't already been said? It's so good. I know Rolling Stone put this on their top 500 greatest albums of all time, and rightfully so. This album is incredible. Now, keep in mind, this was my very first album that I ever got, and when you play the vinyl, it fucking shows. I did not know how to take care of my vinyls at the time. This was really new to me, so there were skips everywhere because there were times where I just left it out in the open. I accidentally dropped the vinyl on the wall. I was horrible at taking care of this, so this vinyl is pretty much unplayable now, which is unfortunate, but hey, what are you going to do? So this vinyl is not in the best condition, but I'm still keeping it, and I'm not even replacing it because this was my first vinyl. Come on. That's history right there. And as for the vinyl, it is a really peach-looking vinyl, which I don't mind. My favorite tracks from When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go is probably exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation. I'm kidding. My favorite tracks from this album is probably Zany, All the Girls Go to Hell, Wish You Were Gay, When the Party's Over, 8, Elo Milo, and the trio, Listen Before You Go, I Love You, Goodbye. This album is incredible. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same thing for the next album. Happier Than Ever. I got this vinyl actually on day 1. This album is really special for me because this was during peak Billy fixation at the time, 2021 summer. I was so fucking hyped for this album. And when I listened to it, I was disappointed. I mean, it's great. It's a great album, but compared to When We Fall Asleep, hell, maybe even compared to Don't Smile at Me, this album does not feel like it knows where it's going. It does not feel focused at all. It just feels so unfinished at times, especially Overheated. Come on, that track was utter shit. Some tracks just really feel out there. Like, once again, Overheated. Goldwing, as incredible as that intro is, the rest of the song is just... Okay? Goldwing, Angel, go home, don't tell anyone. We got Everybody Dies, which... a great track, absolutely great track, but considering the theme of the album and the concept, it just felt pretty out of place, you know? And NDA, come on, I love NDA, but that was better off as a standalone single, because part of the album, that is very awkward to sit through. Also, Happier Than Ever, the title track, listen, Benaki. Happier Than Ever is a great track, great. But that second half, as iconic as it is, that felt gimmicky as shit. I mean, she literally released a version that just has that second half. It's like they made that second half just for it to go viral and for all the fans to love it, just for the intention. The Greatest did it better because it felt way more organic, and no part of that song is better than the other. You listen to the entire track and you love all of it. With Happier Than Ever, you just skipped to the rock part. Come on! And I think she made that intentionally because of the fact that she dropped an edit of that song that only has the second half. And she would have done the same for The Greatest, the second half only. It was the fact that the whole track was actually good. Happier Than Ever, that is such a gimmick track. I'm sorry. That's my hot take of the day. But other than that, as for the album cover itself, I love it. I love the album cover. Also, the way this packaging feels, it's way more glossy than the other vinyl that I have down there. It's glossy as hell. I love it. And of course, this is her only album in which there's 2 vinyl in it. There's 2 of them. And as for color, basic black. I would have gotten the exclusive brown one that was on her website, but that was the problem. It was on her website, and it's expensive as shit there. And I got this for cheap at Amazon. I think I got this for only $23. That was a steal. Anyways, Happier Than Ever, pretty good, but kind of a disappointment compared to her last 2 albums. The next one holds a very special place in my heart. Hit Me Soft and Hard. I'm kidding, Hit Me Hard and Soft. This album is incredible. This is her best album, period. At a time in which I was actually losing faith in her, you can watch that video for more info, I almost skipped this album. I was so close. But something in me told me, yo, listen to that shit. And it was during the middle of the morning. It was 5 a.m. and I was like, no, sure, let me listen to it. And I was blown away. She has regained my trust 300%. And where I got this album, my friend gave it to me. A good old friend by the name of Jay. As for the album cover itself, This is my favorite album cover from her, Point Blank Period. I just love the way it looks, the concept, and I love the way she inverts it in merch and all that. The way it looks is just so... I love that, and I envy that style. The banner on my channel is inspired by that style because I love it. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I have in the past, but through G Major from Kids. As for the album itself, my favorite tracks from the album are Skinny, Chihiro, Birds of a Feather, Wildflower, The Greatest, L'amour de ma vie, Bittersweet, and Blue. Almost the entire album is absolute perfection. As for the vinyl itself, it is basic black once again. Initially when it first came out, a part of me wanted to cop the Amazon red version, but it was too expensive at the time, and I waited on it, and I guess I waited too soon because now it's out of stock and now it's a rarity. But still, shout out to my friend for helping me get this, or gifting it to me for a Christmas present. I love this sleeve so much, but it's such a pain in the ass to put it in because of the fact that it's so tight. Watch me get it on the first try. Finally! I hate this sleeve so much. Billy, why did you do it? The next album I have is quite an oddity. I actually don't really know why I got it. I think I got it out of an impulse. But still, the album's pretty good. I love it. But as a vinyl, I have no idea why I got it. Kamikaze by Eminem. Now, there's like a discussion that can be made of if Eminem is shit or not. That is 100% in the conversation. But as it stands, this album is great. I love the aggressiveness of it. I love how he fired at everyone. I love the unapologetic nature of it. That's what I really like about it. A lot of people hated it. I get that. I know Fantano gave this shit a 4 out of 10. But I just love how aggressive and energetic it is. I just love that unapologetic nature. I sound like a broken record, pun not intended, but still. My favorite tracks off of this album is probably The Ringer, Lucky You, and definitely Fall. I love Fall so much. I still listen to that one. As for the album cover itself, it's pretty fine. I like it. And the vinyl is a green color. Nice. There's not that much I can say about this album because I really don't know why I got this. Once again, I got this at a Barnes & Noble. A lot of my shit comes from Barnes & Noble because that's in a mall that's pretty near me. So we go there every now and then. Or we used to go there every now and then before it shut down. And yeah, I like it. Kamikaze's pretty alright. I have really not that much to say about it. Though I have a lot to say about the next vinyl. And my most cherished possession. It is my most prized possession. I will protect this vinyl with all of my hearts. It is possibly the best vinyl in my collection. Period. The Minecraft Alpha soundtrack. This album is my everything, or soundtrack, whatever you call it. The soundtrack is my everything. I grew up with the sounds of this game when I was like a fetus. I loved this album so much. I love all the sounds in the game, the music, everything. This is my childhood. Especially tracks like Subwoofer Lullaby, Living Mice, Dry Hands, Danny, Clark, Mice on Venus, all these tracks, and also Sweden, Hackstorm. Such beautiful and amazing tracks. This soundtrack I am making sure this gets passed on to generations. Our fathers, our future fathers and sisters and sons and brothers and anything in between will know about this soundtrack. They will know that we were there when it happened. This soundtrack is the best. I got this vinyl before that happened, and I know that this is a rarity now, and I plan on protecting this with all of my heart. Yes, I know the soundtrack is on the TikTok shop, but that's the problem. It's on the TikTok shop. That shit can't be trusted. As for the vinyl itself, the sleeve is round like that. It is a deep translucent green cover. Nice. I love that so much. It looks amazing, especially when it's played. It is an absolute blast playing this all the time. Amazing soundtrack. I love it. And I'll forever love it until the day that I die. The next vinyl in my soundtrack is... I never really meant to get it, but it was actually given to me. I mean, the album's great. It's from a band I absolutely fucking love, but I did not really plan on getting this on vinyl. Song Machine from Gorillaz. Don't you know that member 3D from Monkeys? This album is great. I love it. There are great tracks on here, and I love the concept of the album. I love all the music videos being episodes on the channel. It was really great. This album was such a product of its time because considering this was dropped at peak pandemic, so you kind of feel that when listening to the soundtrack. You feel that. But I love it. I don't listen to it that much anymore because of the fact that it's such a product of its time, but still, it's a great album. As for the album cover itself, I love how strange it is. I love how strange. It's fire, and also I love how even the track list has its own art. Usually albums, they don't really care for the back of the track list, so they don't put that much into it, but not Gorillaz. I love the track list art so much. As for my favorite tracks, I have to go on the side of it. My favorite tracks are probably The Valley of the Pigeons, The Lost Chord, Pac-Man, Chalk Tablet Towers, The Pink Phantom, Friday the 13th, and Dead Butterflies. And also shout out to Desolate and Momentary Bliss. Those are amazing tracks. As for the vinyl itself, I forgot that it's on its side like this for some reason. I don't know if that's a misprint or they did it on purpose. By the way, that's strange. Once again, it's a basic black. Also, fun fact, this vinyl is also really skippable because of that. This was my brother's first vinyl, I think, and he messed it up good. Listen, first time collectors, they mess up their first vinyl, let's be honest, because they're still new to it at the time. They're still new. So we messed this up a lot. You can see my reflection right there. But you wanna know how broken it is? You wanna know how broken it is? Do you want to hurt? I think they want to hurt. I think they want to hurt. You ready? Are you ready? The next vinyl in my collection is once again an oddity. I have no idea why I have it, but it was a product of its time. I liked it at the time, but nowadays I won't lie, I find it hard listening to it because it's pretty bad. It aged like the worst milk ever. Juice WRLD Fighting Demons. Now, at the time, I really liked Juice WRLD. At the time. I say that like he's horrible. I mean, he's not the worst, but I've heard better artists. Also, rest in peace. This was a posthumous album. I liked some of the tracks at the time. I still like some of them, especially Already Dead. That one's still a track I go to every now and then. But this album is such a rushed album. I don't like the way this dropped. I don't like some of the sounds on here. It sounds like the album just sounds so strange. It just sounds like a mixtape than a posthumous album. Come on, you could do it better. Well, no they can't. The Party Never Ends was an absolute disaster. But I do like the artwork, and also I especially love the sleeve. The sleeve is like a manga-inspired sleeve. I love it so much. Read it if you want, I really don't care. And once again, this is a 2 LP, so that's interesting. And as for the vinyl itself, say it with me, basic black. Yeah, I really don't care for this album. Once again, I got this off of a Barnes & Noble, but it was given to me by my brother's boyfriend. Shout out to him. I appreciate him for that. This was pretty expensive. This was like, what, $65. So, in a way, I feel like I have, like, remorse because of the fact that this album is not that good anymore. But still, pretty alright and still part of my collection. Now, if you watched the video that I posted before this, you know what's coming. You ready? Kendrick Lamar, Bad Kid, Great City. I'm kidding. Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. I love this album so fucking much. This album is my everything. This is like one of the best rap albums I ever heard, period. I love almost every single track on this album. Like almost every one is absolute perfection. This is almost a 10 out of 10 for me. I love Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Backseat Freestyle, The Art of Peer Pressure especially, oh my god, Money Trees, Poetic Justice, Mad City, Swimming Pools, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, My Heart, Real, and also shout out to the deluxe tracks like The Recipe and Now or Never. Now or Never is so good. I don't know why people skipped that one. It is such a good song. It's a great closure to a great album right here. I love it. And I love the artwork. The artwork is absolutely iconic. I see all the Twitter people posting this everywhere. I lost the paper sleeve. I lost one of the paper sleeves a long time ago, so I had to put both of them on one sleeve. I don't think I'm supposed to do that. But once again, it is a basic black right here. But still, I love this album so much. Just surprisingly, it hadn't warped yet because of the fact that I need to get a new paper sleeve because this is going to kill my vinyl. The next album that I got is Off the Wall. Let's go. This was during the peak of my Michael Jackson hyperfixation, and this is like the biggest hyperfixation I ever had, period. I think on my Spotify I like over like 200 tracks from this guy. This is like the best disco album I've ever heard. Like, what can I say that hasn't been said already about Michael Jackson and all of his albums? It is absolutely fire. And I love the way the artwork is because, okay, this opens up this way. There is a method to the madness because if you open it like that, look what happens. My favorite tracks on Off the Wall are probably Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, Working Day and Night, Get On The Floor, Off the Wall, She's Out of My Life, Can't Help It, and Burn This Disco Out. That is a great closing to this album. Also, shout out to Off the Wall. Off the Wall, the title track, is so fire. It is absolutely an amazing track. Probably one of my all-time favorite Michael Jackson tracks. It is so good. As for the vinyl itself, it is once again basic black. If I can get it out. Yep, there it is. Just take a shot every time I have a basic black vinyl. I mean, that is the standard, but at this point, we yearn for more colored vinyl. Come on, we're yearning for it. Where is it? You probably saw this next vinyl coming, so let me just get it over with. Thriller from Michael Jackson. What can I say about Thriller that hasn't already been said? This is the best-selling album of all time, even though it doesn't deserve it. Danger deserved it. Best-selling album of all time. Most iconic pop songs of all time, most iconic album cover of all time, most iconic everything of all time. Come on, it's Thriller. It is the album. Come on, the album to get on vinyl. Come on. My favorite tracks on Thriller is probably Wanna Be Starting Something, Baby Be Mine, Billie Jean, PYT, and The Lady in My Life. Those are my favorite on this album. Actually, I don't think this is his best album. I don't think so. I think the best album from him is probably Invincible. That one is amazing, and I will go more detail into that in the future. But the chance of me getting it on vinyl is the equivalent to me getting a GameCube. It can't happen. Literally cannot. As for the vinyl itself, you already know what's coming. Black. But yes. Amazing album cover, amazing album, amazing songs, amazing everything. Come on, it's Thriller. The next one in my collection is another Thriller. I got another Thriller. Well, I didn't really get it. It was given to me by my mom for like a little birthday special. She didn't realize that I already have a Thriller. What makes this one special is that this is not Thriller. This is more so Thriller 40. Though it's not Thriller 40, it's Thriller because there's no Thriller 40 tracks. So I don't know what this is. I don't know why Walmart decided to do this. No, it's not Walmart's fault. It's the estate's fault. Why did they do this? Because with Thriller 40, if you want the bonus tracks, it's on CD. They didn't put the bonus tracks on the vinyl, even though Thriller 25 has the bonus tracks whether on CD or vinyl. So what happened? So stupid. This is such a pointless release. The album cover's fine, I guess. This is, come on. And of course, sleeve is pretty interesting because of that it has like it tells of it's like kind of an archaeology of all the tracks. Tells you the information about all of them, and the rest is the exact same. I'm covering everything. It's sleeve, vinyl, everything's the same. Yeah, this is a really weird part of my collection. The next vinyl in my collection is possibly like my second favorite Michael Jackson album of all time. Bad. Yes, I got this yesterday at the time of this recording, and as a matter of fact, it's still in its sleeve. I got this off of a FYE in my mall, and I had to get this immediately. This was $30, so I did maybe overpay it. I was probably ripped off, but come on, when am I ever gonna see this again? You know what? Let's unbox it together. I have time. Let's do it. Yes, this is probably my second favorite Michael Jackson album of all time, and it is up there as one of my favorite albums of all time, period. It's fucking bad. This is like, the consistency is absolutely superb. It is such a fantastic album. Like, there's no skips on this whatsoever. It's a full-on 10 out of 10. There is no skips. There are no bad tracks on this. No pun intended. It's literally fucking bad. That's all I can say. Bad is bad. And it is not bad. Come on. There we go. I'm so glad I have this now. What a strange sleeve. What strange photos. Why are they so wide? Why are they wide like that? That is strange. That is strange. Of course, we got the lyrics and all that, and we got the big fat Michael Jackson on the sleeve, and of course, if I can, Yaga, basic black, of course. Unlike the CD, this doesn't have fucking Leave Me Alone for some fucked up reason, because they were like, oh, let's make Leave Me Alone an exclusive on the CD. Oh my god. Come on, I love Leave Me Alone. Why did they have to do it as a CD exclusive? I don't want that. I don't want the CD of Michael Jackson. I don't want the CD version of this album. I want the vinyl version, but I have to pay a price. No Leave Me Alone. That sucks. But hey, what are you gonna do about it? My favorite tracks on Bad is Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Speed Demon, Liberian Girl, Just Good Friends, Another Part of Me, Man in the Mirror, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, and Leave Me Alone. Those are my favorites on a fantastic album, a 10 out of 10. The next one in my collection is once again something you've never heard of. Mapmaker from OGs, Not Again. One more time, they return. I got this album from their website when it first came out, and I did pay extra when they decreased the price, so I got ripped off. But still, I love the album cover. I love the album cover so much. Was again from Twitter, I'm pretty sure, from a Twitter artist. So this looks incredible for being a Twitter album cover. And the tracks right here are great. My favorite tracks from this album is probably and as for the vinyl itself, it is not a black vinyl. It is a transparent orange vinyl. I love that so much. They went through and didn't give us a basic bitch vinyl. I love that so much. But yes, Mapmaker in my collection. Absolute honor to have it. If I can put this all the way through. The next vinyl in my collection is probably an oddity. You can put it in any way you want. It's probably an oddity, but for me, I love it, and it has a lot of emotional value to me. Ready to Die from the Notorious B.I.G. I love this album so much. It is such an incredible listen. I love the concept. I love the beats are crazy. I love how catchy some of the songs are. Everything about this album I love. Though I will say Life After Death is better in my opinion. I feel like that one has a lot more variety, way more catchy and all that. But Ready to Die as it stands is still amazing. That's comparing fire to a firestorm. They're both fire, but if you would rather see one, you'd probably rather see the firestorm. Once again, it is not a gatefold. Come on, man. But as for the vinyl itself, I love the album cover. The album cover is absolutely iconic. That's like possibly the most iconic rap album cover ever. As for the vinyl itself, once again, it is a black vinyl. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't the diddler on that album?
People once again ruining albums for me. Let's move on. Oh dear, we're on the last two vinyl. Why did I say it like that? Oh boy, we're on the last two vinyl. The penultimate vinyl that I have is Scumfuck Flower Boy from Tyler the Creator. Flower Boy, Scumfuck Flower Boy, whatever you want to call it. I call it Scumfuck Flower Boy. This album was given to me by my mother once again as a birthday present. And but come on, Flower Boy is amazing. I love it so much. I love the artwork of it. It's such a beautiful artwork. And I love all the tracks. All the tracks are amazing. Forward, Words Flower Blooms, Sometimes ... See You Again, Who Dat Boy, Pothole. Every single track on that album is amazing. Come on, it's fucking Flower Boy. And as for the gatefolds, I love how even though this album is like barely 40 minutes, there's still two vinyl. I don't know why he did that. As for the vinyl itself, once again, it's black. What do you expect? But it's fucking Flower Boy. It's amazing. I love it. It's a 9 out of 10 album. Here we go. The last album in my collection. Iger. Okay, Igor. Igor, once again, Tyler the Creator. I absolutely love this album. Very sad. It is very sad, but I love it. I love the concept. I love everything about this. I love Igor's theme, Earthquake. I think Running Out of Time. That one, I've been listening to that a lot lately. New Magic Wand. Come on, New Magic fucking Wand. A Boy Is a Gun. Puppet. Okay, Puppet's kind of mid, but still, all the tracks on here are incredible. I love them so much. And shout out to What's Good. What's Good is so underrated. Come on. And also, love the album cover. I love everything about this album so much. It's such a fire album. I keep repeating myself, but I don't care. It is such a good album. And for the vinyl, come on, it's black. I don't even bother pulling it out because I'm done. I'm done talking about all of them. This went on for like what, 50 minutes? I don't know how long it's gonna be, but the recording time says 43 minutes, so I predict it's gonna be around like the 40s or 50-minute mark. Come on, this was fun to do, but now I have to clean up. I do definitely plan on collecting a lot more vinyl and a lot more CDs, though I will say the shelf is getting full, which that's not good. But what are you gonna do? You can't have it all, okay? But that's gonna be it. Hopefully I'll come back with the expedition or maybe a News Explains episode. I don't know. But until then, thank you all for watching. Comment, subscribe. But until then, this is all you get. See ya. Oh yeah, here comes the best part, making the thumbnail. Bear with me, people. Okay, we're done. I can finally do this. I can finally clean it all up and put it away and start editing the video. My God.